first time in American history, this bill will make our president, Donald Trump, the regulator of his own financial product.
Now, there has been bipartisan support for this, but that's the argument on the other side. What would you say to the senator?
Well, first of all, let's talk about Elizabeth Warren. She not only has Trump derangement syndrome, she has crypto derangement syndrome. That's a powerful cocktail of confusion for her. This bill has nothing to do with Trump. This is a digital payment system that establishes the U.S. dollar as the default currency around the world for price discovery on every commodity on earth. Why wouldn't she want that? Why wouldn't every American want that? This is the definition of what currency will be in digital payment systems. If we don't want it, the Chinese will do it with the yuan. You don't want that. This is a chance to move forward a technology that's incredibly productive for digital payment systems, large and small businesses alike. What she's doing right now is un-American. She's trying to tie this bill to Trump. It has nothing to do with meme coins.
Kevin O'Leary confirms digital payment systems are here to stay in the USA, Johnny Krypto. And whether Elizabeth Warren is willing to admit this or not, even her favorite counterparts here in the American economy are embracing digital assets. They're celebrating Bitcoin. They're talking about stable coins. And fairly soon, we're going to be looking at a fully regulated market with ETFs through every single one of our favorite altcoins. It's going to be very exciting. Give me some of your thoughts, Elizabeth Warren and Kevin O'Leary.
Well, I'll tell you what, she's still fighting it, and the whole world is embracing it, and she is still anti-crypto. It is ridiculous how bad it is. Shout out and good evening to all the crypto maniacs out there, and shout out to Kevin O'Leary. He just completely ripped her. She is completely un-American. He is so spot on. I didn't realize to be a congressman, you have to be an actor or an actress. That's the new requirement. I mean, just the dramatization of her starting out her whole speech for the first time ever. We haven't been. No, get out of here with that shit. So completely un-American. She's basically scaring away all the mom and pops and grandmas and grandpas who unfortunately are watching her, probably in your state because she's from your state, right? And they respect her. And she's making them think, as Kevin said, trying to tie this to Trump and that he's going to make himself more wealthy. Abs, in case you didn't know, a stable coin and a meme coin, the thing Trump wants, are completely different. They're not even tied to either whatsoever. She's completely doing a disservice to America. Guys, if you're an American out there, you need to understand, she just went out there and is trying to kill a technology that can put the U.S. back in the forefront, as Kevin said, whole new bidding war, put the U.S. dollar at the forefront of everything on a new technology, or you could sit back and let China do it for you. What would you prefer?
Well, here's the reality, Johnny, is that other countries around the world are already regulating and adopting digital assets at scale. And whether the United States decides to get onboarded now or not, we're going to see this market expand from 3 trillion to 5 trillion to 8 trillion to 10 trillion. And as that happens, and as this market, it's the best market, it's the biggest market you've ever seen. We're going to make more money than you've ever seen, guys. The reality is we're already looking at a market here in May of 2025. Bitcoin's 106,000, Ethereum's 2,500, XRP is $2.34. So even through all of this turmoil, all of this adversity, we are still looking at one of the fastest growing markets in all of crypto. Now, guys, I'd love to know underneath the video, do you believe XRP breaks its all-time high this calendar year? That's something me and Johnny have been discussing. I'd love to hear underneath this video. But Johnny, give me some closing remarks. Now they're desperate, right? This is my take here. It started off with crypto is used by nefarious people and criminals. Here's the reality. Now they've spun it to, we can't have crypto regulation. Donald Trump uses it.
Now the president's making money. Now it's so good because the president. I mean, it's just comical. Hey, but I will say this, though, Abs. I will end with this. Let me give a special shout out and thank you to Elizabeth Warren and to Gary Gensler and everybody else who weaponized the SEC against XRP in the industry. Because I got to tell you, thanks to them, many of us, you and me included, and a lot of people in our chat, got to buy XRP at sub $1. And that's it just cracks me up because look at Kevin O'Leary in his pajamas while he's on TV. Like that is the new American new casual dress, I guess. But anyway, it's just so cool because thanks to them, we got to buy XRP under $1. So thank you, Elizabeth Warren. That at least one thing I can thank you for.
Here's something that was a little bit frustrating, Johnny, is that we laugh, we joke, people lost money. I know people in this market, you know, family members, people in this market who held this project 2, 3, 4 years and sold right before the moment of exponential growth. It didn't just affect us, it affected thousands and thousands of Americans. So as much as we're laughing and we're joking about the topic, the only reason we can have that attitude is because in the end we won. And it's not too late to get on board, guys. There is still plenty of optimism in front of us. If you're enjoying this content, be sure to smash that like button. Here's the last 20 seconds of the Kevin O'Leary clip.
Family business and some of the properties and stable coins within some of those.
All is fair in love and war, in particularly politics, but this is completely deranged what she's doing. As we speak, she could stymie American technology and advancement on digital payment systems, which has nothing to do with Trump.
Thank you, Johnny Krypto. She's basically clumping all crypto technologies into one category. Floor is yours.
Yes, she's literally listen, she's costing Americans jobs. If you're watching this show right now, you could potentially not have a job in the future because of that woman who's steering the industry and trying to say this is a bad thing. Abs, this is a technology that is going to change the way the world works, and it's going to create huge opportunities. There will be multiple millions of companies, but look at our friend Austin King. He built a company, a blockchain company, right? Companies like that where Americans can create companies and create jobs for people in America to work, and yet it's going to get shut down because they want to tie it to some false narrative of Trump's going to enrich himself, the criminals, drugs. No. Listen, drug guys, they ain't using something that's traceable, apps. When they're selling drugs, they're using the dollar. All right. So at the end of the day, I've ranted enough. Point being is she's wrong. She's lying. She's going to lose the battle. There's more time for you to get in, guys. We haven't had regulation yet, but it's coming soon, apps. In fact, we just got some good news this week, right? That we're moving out of cloture and we're moving into the next phase of that stablecoin bill. Guys, don't come crying 6 months from now, 3 months from now, and say, "Oh my God, I missed it." You got to get in before regulation happens, apps, and I think it's coming soon. And that's why you're seeing them fudge so many people to keep them out until the big boys get in.
And here's what we know, Johnny. This market is $3 trillion. Someday, it's not only going to be $5, $10 trillion. Raoul Paul is predicting this thing could reach $100 trillion over the next 10 years. Let's play this short video and discuss it. Here it is.
Signal. Let's do the macro backdrop. We're in a $3 trillion industry right now, crypto. If I extrapolate trend rates of growth, it goes to 100 trillion within 10 years. That would be 97 trillion of wealth created. So let's assume Raoul is a total moron, discount me by 50%. $47 trillion of wealth will get generated. That's more wealth than got generated from the opening of Russia, China, all of the hedge fund billionaires, and all of the Silicon Valley billionaires combined.
There you have it, Johnny Krypto. And that is why we're optimistic. That is why we're excited. And that is why Donald Trump has already stated he has the intention to make America the crypto capital of the world. But we love you. We appreciate you guys. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe. Johnny Krypto, any closing remarks?
Yes, subscribe, guys. If you like this content and want more of it, don't just smash the like button, smash that subscribe button. Because we want to see and hear more of you. We want to continue to provide this daily content. And guys, go out and remember, now's the time to get in before that regulation passes. Abs, I can't stress it enough. I feel like the window's closing, and I hope people don't miss out on that opportunity to create generational wealth for their families.
It's an exciting time, guys. And don't forget it here on GEC. We'll see you all in the next one.